Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Citizen.We, the platform where we speak truth to power. As ever, we are championing and we're making everybody aware of the need for us to go in for us to go for Yoruba Nation, Biafra Nation, and Middle Belt. And here's one such example. I'll be playing a video shortly. The head of national security, Magashi, he says military will not take kindly to brazen attacks. What could he possibly be referring to? We've already established the facts, like I've said on Citizen.We on countless many occasions, that the federal government are funding Boko Haram, they're funding Miyetti, they're funding the Fulani terrorists with AK-47 and guns to kill Nigerian army. So all of this that you're seeing, that he's saying, that's about to say, is a charade. Watch and listen to his statement now. Let's have a look at how we can bring that together. Here we go. 1 second, so you can get the full effect. Here we go. Listen.
The latest is the burning of our soldiers, brutal murder of about 10 soldiers and 1 officer. And the military is not taking kindly of that. Let me just tell you this.
All of that is a charade. The military is not taking kindly to this. The government is actually engaged in ensuring that the military, you've seen General Adeniyi, the weapons and the kind of Hilux vehicles that with the tires that were giving them problems, more or less making it easy for them to be picked off by Boko Haram attacks. So all of this is a game. If you're supporting one Nigeria and you still don't get it, you need to wake up. You literally need to wake up. It's time for you now. There's bloodshed that's been perfected by the Fulani terrorists, funded by the federal government of Nigeria. Now we'll come to talk about at some point later on, we'll be talking about who are actually supplying them, because as we know, the Nigerian government don't have these weapons. So how are they getting these weapons? What countries are supplying these weapons? That's the question we should be asking. What countries? And in those countries, we need to ask the citizens of those people, of those countries, why is it that the federal government of Nigeria has not been sanctioned by the very government that they're telling us that they're democratic? Many of the people that are providing weapons to the Nigerian government, they are quote unquote democratic. For them, it's business. Military, war. War is business. They're one of their sayings. I think war is good for business, because they know when war starts, they get to produce more weapons that the people will use to kill themselves, regardless of the impact on the people that this is being perfected. So let's listen on to what this man is saying here. Please keep in mind, it's the Fulani government. The Fulani government are intent on taking the whole of the southern land from southerners. We must resist, and it's time to remind them that they are guests. They're nothing like more than marauders coming into our land, taking our land from us. The Fulanis came into any area around about 1804 via their houses. Their houses accommodated them in their land. Not long after that, they took over the land, as far as the law in Yoruba land. In 1841, I believe, in Oshogbo, we repelled them. They ran back. They tried to go and take Oshogbo, and they were repelled. These are facts that I will try and see if I can get the paperwork out for you at some point. I will look at that Oshogbo thing and actually do a program about it, but I'm just going to touch on it now. So, going back to what he's going to say now. What you're about to hear him say is all choreographed. It's all lies. Listen on.
I've been to the Benue State government.
Beg your pardon.
I have seen the governor.
Let me pull it back. You will not see. Let me pull it back. 1 second, please. Now, here we can hear it.
I have seen the governor, and we have told him the bluntest truth about the position of military in this country.
No, wrong. Magashi, the bluntest truth about the position of military is that the federal government of Nigeria has denied the Nigerian army the personnel of the best equipment. Instead, the federal government have used the nation's money to buy weapons for Boko Haram because of their agenda of making sure that the whole of Nigeria becomes a sultanate. That's the game plan. That is the game plan. And it's time that those of us who are supporting one Nigeria understand that the game plan is to take our land, systematically take our land from us. And all our forests, they are populated by Fulanis. We need to rise up, defend our land, defend our women, defend our farmers. Farmers are being killed on a daily basis by Fulani terrorists. And not one of the terrorists are arrested by the federal government of Nigeria. So whatever they come and tell you here, whatever this Magashi and others are telling you, it's a lie. It's all lies. War is coming, and it's time we begin to prepare. We prepare by working together as Yorubas, as Biafrans, as Middle Beltons, and push out these marauders who are killing us in our own land. Enough of this nonsense. The guests are trying to take over the land from us, the people, the original owners, and we're not going to accept this. Listen on.
Whoever touches the military has no regard for this country. And this country is governed by rule of law.
That's a lie. That's this country, the Nigeria is not governed by the rule of law. It is a lie. The fraud, the constitution is a fraud. The very constitution on which this man is trying to tell us is governed by rule of law is a constitution imposed on us by the Fulanis. We never had a referendum on that constitution. This was imposed by the military, and they're now trying to dress it up as a rule of law. It's a lie. It's a sham. And the local government areas that they use to divide and give themselves all of the more seats than the people in the south. All of these stories are told many a time before. You can watch my previous videos. So do not trust anything that this Magashi is saying. Do not trust a word of what it's saying. This is all choreography. That's all it is. It's all choreographed. That's it. Their plan remains the same. They want to make the entire nation called Nigeria a sultanate for the Fulanis, to the exclusion of you, Yorubas, the Middle Beltons, and Igbos. The only place you would have that in there is a slave. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up.
And we have accepted democracy as a solution.
Let me go back again.
Accepted democracy.
No, one second.
Has no regard for.
Let me just go and pardon, please. I'm sorry.
For this country. And this country is governed by rule of law. And we have accepted democracy as a solution.
They have never accepted democracy as a solution. It's a charade. Do you honestly think that we are in a democracy? Let me ask you that believes in one Nigeria. Do you honestly believe that we're in a democracy? What are the evidence that you have to tell us that we're in a democracy? What are the evidence? Section 14.2b, I believe, it talks about the composition of the people of the people in governance should be not from a few areas or from a few regions or from a few sections of the society. It has to contain everybody. Of all the posts, ministerial posts, only 2 are in the south. The rest are all Fulanis. Is that your evidence of democracy? When he's talking about democracy, he doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't care about democracy. Democracy is just a word to him. To him, he will say that word and he will do what he's doing. What he's doing is not democracy. It's important to start separating the words from their actions. Separate their words from their actions. Their actions is what you must be watching as Southerners. When they're telling you they believe in democracy, and then they go and make sure that all the positions, bar 2, are Fulani ministers and Islamic. Then it tells you whatever they tell you about one Nigeria. It's not one Nigeria. They're talking about one Fulani nation. That's the lie that you need to wake up from. You need to wake up and understand that one Nigeria is about Fulani nation. The creation of a Fulani nation is sultanate. And we must resist it. You are not going to take the southern land and use that as Ahmadu Bello likes to said on the 12th of October 1960, our grandfather's estate, Nigeria. No way. No, it is not your grandfather's estate. Your grandfather waged war against Hausas in 1804. So it's no way, in no way, shape, or form is Yoruba land your grandfather's estate. And it will never be. It will never be. It's not only me saying this. There's many more. It's not me saying this. I'm not saying it, but Citizen AY alone is not saying this. We will never be your grandfather's estate. Yoruba land will never be your grandfather's estate. And we are making people aware. People have forgotten their history. Again, I talk about the Oshogbo War, I think it's in 1841. Go and read it. We repelled them, and we're going to take back Kwara. We will take back our land. We want the Hausas to do the same and push back the Fulanis from these killings that they're doing. They're killing us, and they're giving themselves impunity. Enough of this nonsense. So when he talks about democracy, it's a lie. Let's go back to that thing again. Here we go.
To the liberty of individuals in this country.
That's another lie. That's another lie. Did you hear me? That is another lie. It is a lie. This man is talking about liberty of the citizens. So, let me get this right. So, if you're giving Boko Haram and you're giving 16-year-olds AK-47 to go and kill Southerners, so you're giving them liberty, right? So if you're giving AK-47 to Fulani headsmen and Fulani young men, 16-year-old, when they graduate, they get AK-47 to go and kill Southerners. That is liberty, right? So what about the liberty of those who've been killed? Do you give compensation to every farmer have you given compensation to every farmer that's been killed? To send out a message that you will not tolerate it? Never. Have you arrested and jailed and prosecuted successfully several Fulanis for killing Southerners? No, you haven't. Are you ensuring that Southerners are able to protect themselves? No. What you do is you take away the guns, make them vulnerable so that Fulanis can kill them. These are the things we need to expose. Now let's go on. I'm going to come back to that. Now let's listen to what he has to say here again.
We have been very firm. We have succeeded in reiterating to them what actually we want. And we have got some.
Succeeded in what? The only thing you have succeeded in doing is displacing millions of Southerners from their land under the guise of, where Fulanis are allowed to carry guns around. And how we even accepted that as Southerners in our land is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. It is crazy. Something we must reject completely. I need to redo this again. 1 second. No, okay. Anyway, I'll come back to that because I cannot do what I wanted to do. 1 second. I need to do something here. It's not going to. Okay. But anyway, we'll carry on with that and I'll come back to it. Let's carry on. So let's listen on to what he has to say. Okay. So let's listen on. Let's listen on.
Some answers that the weapons that were captured from the soldiers are retrieved. At least we have 9 of them out of 12.
That is all lies. I am almost certain, I can't confirm it, I am almost certain that those officers, those army officers were ambushed by the very guns that the government, instead of giving to the Nigerian army, they given to the Boko Haram. The Boko Haram often have more weapons, more equipment, better equipped than Nigerian army. What he's telling us now, that they recover the weapons, is all lies. It is all part of their strategy. Stop falling for the lies. Southerners, wake up, wake up, wake up. Fulani are going for a sultanate, and they want to make the entire Nigeria, from the north to the south, their grandfather's estate, i.e. Uthman Danfodio, as stated by Ahmadu Bello. It is not a secret. 12th of October 1960, Ahmadu Bello stated those words. And I'll see if I can show the clippings or something. I'll see if I can find it. But I'm telling you, it is time we woke up. So don't believe the lies of this guy. They recovered what weapons? The Nigerian army has been so under-equipped, by deliberately so. Particularly if you're a southerner. If you're a southerner, the federal government of Nigeria sees you as an enemy and a target. They see you as an infidel because you're a non-believer. Pantami said it. Or they're now saying, oh, he didn't say it. Pantami said it. And he's now a minister. That's the evidence you need. Now let's listen on. Sorry, I forgot to tweet.
We have made a comprehensive, detailed brief as far as the security of this country is concerned, and the method we want to take in ensuring that we strategically and tactically get rid of all our enemies in this country.
Did you hear that bit? They want to ensure they do the strategically and tactically get rid of all their enemies. The enemies they're talking about are the infidels. And who are the infidels? The infidels are you and me, Southerners. It's a code language. It is a code language for we will not relent until we get rid of and we are able to control Southerners and make sure that they are enslaved totally to us. And the army is the enemy of the Fulani. That is why they are ensuring that many of the Fulani armies are being killed. The army, as far as they're in their Fulani Sharia law thinking mind, the army is a threat to their plans. So they're weakening the army by way of funding Boko Haram, funding Mietiela, funding Fulani terrorists to kill remorselessly, relentlessly. They are all over the forest in the south, except for where ESN is working. That's the reality. That is the reality that we face. So those of you still believe in one Nigeria, wake up. These guys have an agenda. Let me rewind that so you hear that clearly. I'm going to rewind it. Listen to those words clearly. Listen. You would think he's talking about defending Nigeria. Who are the people coming into Nigeria? Let me even state that now. Who are the people coming into Nigeria through our borders? Who? Is it not the Fulanis? Who are the people who are being prevented from going out of the country? Is it not the Southerners? Going out to be able to move around? Our borders have been closed in the south, and the borders in the north is non-existent. Fulani just walk in. So who are the enemies he's talking about? Let us understand, think, use this. Use this. Who are the enemies that they're talking about? What enemies? I'm going to play you the words again. Now listen closely. Listen.
We strategically and tactically get rid of all our enemies in this country.
Okay. Is that clear enough for you as a Southerner? We strategically and tactically get rid of all our enemies in this country. The same people who are telling Fulanis to come into the country. So who are the enemies? Let us think about that. Who are the enemies the federal government are talking about? Who? The government have the same belief system. The federal government of Nigeria has the same belief system. Pantami believes that you as a Southerner, you have a right to be, you deserve to be killed because you are an infidel. So which enemy is Pantami, Magashi talking about? Magashi talking about. Which enemy? There can only be one enemy in their eyes. So whilst you think they're talking about they're protecting you, protecting the whole of Nigeria, they want to get rid of as many Southerners as possible so that they can, the remaining will become enslaved to them forever. Forever. Those of you believing in one Nigeria, wake up. This is a wake-up call. This message, I'm going to play it again. I want you to listen closely. Listen. Listen closely now. I'm going to go back there. I'm going back there. Let's do this. I'm going to play it again. You see, come up. Now listen. Listen.
In ensuring that we strategically and tactically get rid of all our enemies in this country.
Did you hear that? If a government is actively asking Fulanis to come from all over Africa, you heard Governor Bala Mohammed say it, Gabashi was saying it. Listen to my words now. Listen to my words. Listen to the words I'm saying. The federal government of Nigeria is actively encouraging Fulanis from across the whole of Africa to come into Nigeria, and they would use national funds meant for the whole of the people who are Nigerians, so-called, who should be citizens, who are citizens. That money, they stop the funds for them, and they use the funds to settle Fulanis who are not citizens into the country. Now tell me, who do you think the enemy is as far as the Fulani government is concerned? Who do you think? Who do you think the enemy is? Have you worked it out yet? Let me help you one more time. Listen to his words. 1 second. Let me just go back 1 second, please. I forgot to do this. Now, I'm going to tell you again. I'm going to put it back. I want you to see my eyes when I'm saying this. The federal government of Nigeria, they are actively encouraging Fulanis from across the whole of Africa to come to Nigeria. And when they come in, the government will settle them with funds meant for citizens of contraption Nigeria. And when they do that, it means that your roads in the south don't get built. Your schools won't get built. Your hospitals won't get built. Your light will never come on because they don't want you to have that light. They want your resources. And they want these people to come and support them in taking the land. Do you get it? So in your eyes now, when I've just laid out, the government says they are systematically and strategically going to get rid of their enemies. Who do you think the enemy? Who is the enemy that the federal government of Nigeria is talking about? Do you think it's the Fulanis who are killing Southerners? Do you think that it is the Fulani who the federal government are given AK-47? Is that the enemy they're talking about? Is that the enemy? Or is it the enemy in the eyes of those Fulanis who are running the federal government? The army? Why do you think they killed Tululupa Rotile? Because she was taking out so many Boko Haram. This government, he was killed in the base, in the Air Force base that she was taking off from. She was killed within that base. And they said it was an accident. She was targeted. She was killed. Because she was killing the Boko Haram who they want to use to take over our land. Do you get it? Listen to his words now. I'm going to now listen to the words. I want you to listen again. Listen. Here we go.
In ensuring that we strategically and tactically get rid of all our enemies in this country.
So they are going to strategically and tactically get rid of. Let me say that again, sorry. So his words are they are going to systematically, strategically, and tactically get rid of their enemies in this country. So if the enemy is not the Fulanis who they are asking, who the same government is asking to come in, if it's not the children who they are being given, the Fulanis who they give AK-47 to, or the farmers who they give AK-47 to kill Southerners. So who are the enemy? Have you worked it out yet? Have you worked out who the enemy that this government is talking about is yet? Because I'm telling you, you as a Southerner, they view you as an infidel. They see you as an enemy of them not being able to get the sultanate in the whole of Nigeria. You are the enemy. So if you're in the armed forces, if you are in the air force, if you are in the naval forces, and you're a Southerner, you've got a target on your back. Plain, pure, and simple. If you are in the army, if you are in the navy, if you're in the air force, you have a target on your back if you are a southerner, because you are viewed as an enemy. And this man, under the guise of protecting Nigeria, is getting rid of citizens of the South. That's what they're doing. It's time we woke up. It's time we woke up. The world is not going to do anything. It's us who has to do this. Biafrans, Yorubas, Middle Belt, we need to stand up and resist these people and push them back. This is our land, and we must not give an inch of it. They are guests in our land. They are marauding now and killing us. Many of the Fulanis walk around without any papers. But you in the South, they will check points. You have to show who you are and everything else. Nobody dare do that to them in the North. Have you noticed that in the North, you as a Yoruba, you cannot ask any questions. If you make any mistake, they will kill you and your family, and no question will be asked. And in the South now, if you dare not do anything to the Fulani, the military will come at you. They will use all the force to destroy you and your family. And you're telling me we're one Nigeria. Wake up. Listen on. Their agenda is to Islamize and to make the entire contraption called Nigeria a sultanate. Please go and read the Abuja Declaration. If you're still believing in one Nigeria, go and read it. Right. Okay, let's carry on.
Be it the political enemies, the religious enemy, the ethnic enemies.
So be it political enemies, religious enemies, military enemies. I mean, this is they are saying this openly. They are saying this openly. But the thing is that you so believe in one Nigeria that you don't understand that what they're talking about when they're talking, it's a code for the Fulanis to go out and continue to kill Southerners remorselessly, that they will back them 1000% with everything they've got that they've stolen from you. I hope you realize that the money that they're making is stolen from us. That money is stolen from you as a Southerner. All the money, the revenue that we generate in the South is what the Fulanis are feeding on. And it's time we woke up and realize those facts. Now let's listen on to this tirade from this mercenaries. They're cabals. These are cabals. They imposed the fraudulent constitution on us. There is nothing democratic about this process. And I stand and say that I back my words. And I got evidence. If any of them want to debate with me, let's go on live on YouTube. Let's go on live on Zoom. And have an open debate. But of course, they don't want to do that because they know that they'll be exposed. They cannot do that. They cannot. They dare not do it. Now let's listen on to what he's going to say here.
And all the political enemies of this country, we have made a comprehensive, detailed report or research on that, and we have taken a position which I don't want to preempt here.
So all the political enemies, I told you all, those of you that are senior advocates of Nigeria, if you do not act and join us for going for Yoruba Nation, Biafra Nation, and Middle Belt Nation, do you know what will happen? They are going to eradicate Western education. And you know what that means? It's going to be Sharia law. And it will mean that to be in government, you need to have Sharia law. To be a lawyer or anything, you need to go and do Sharia law. Your senior advocate of Nigeria's qualification will be rendered meaningless and worthless. You will have to go and join the queue to convert to Islam. When you face the converting to Islam, then they will now teach you to now do Sharia law. By the time you get through that process, it will take you years to get back to where you are, if at all you even ever get there. Because their plan is to make sure that non-Muslims never get any posts in their governance. That's what awaits you, senior advocates of Nigeria. So those of you that go and take cases and support this and fight on behalf of the Fulanis because of money. You're writing your own obituary in your own nation. You heard me. You can quote me. You're writing your own obituary in your own nation, because they will make sure that your property, your assets, everything, if you do not convert, once you leave that nation, you never have the right to it, because it will become a sultanate. So, senior advocates of Nigeria, I've been saying this. Many are saying I'm talking nonsense. Carry on. If we do not join us now is the time for you to join us and go for Yoruba nation, Biafra nation, Middle Belt nation, and Niger Delta nation, and the houses can stand and take back their land from the Fulanis. The Fulanis sees you as a southerner, as an enemy, and that's the plain fact. If you read the words, it's a code word. When they're telling you they're fighting for one Nigeria, they're fighting for one Fulani. That's what it means. Let's listen on.
But certainly we are coming back with that.
So, let me just go back to the last bit. I want you to go back to the last bit to see what is said. And I want you to listen closely to the words. So, political enemies. So, we are now, those of us that speak against, that speak about truth, speak truth to power, we're now targets as far as they're concerned. Now, listen on. Listen to this. Listen to this now. Listen to his words here. Very important. Listen. I want you to listen to but when he starts talking about political enemies and all that stuff.
Report or research on that, and we have taken up with
Hang on. Here we go.
all the political enemies of this country.
Listen.
Enemy, the ethnic enemies.
Let me go back one more time.
The political enemies, the religious enemy, the ethnic enemies, and all the political enemies of this country. We have made a comprehensive, detailed report or research on that, and we have taken a position.
Do you realize that what he just said now is actually an attack on freedom of speech? In the same speech he's saying, he's telling you about that there's a democracy. But when you have a difference of opinion, you are not allowed to voice those opinions. The minute that happens, you do realize that you're not in a democracy, right? You do realize that. Listen again. Let's go back to where he mentioned democracy. I want to show you something. Let's go back. Let's go far, far back. Here we go. Here, somewhere. 1 second. Okay. Now, listen to this. Listen to this. I want you to just understand. Let me say again. When they're telling you that they have political enemies and they are working and they will tell you what they're doing, and this is in a democracy, is that a democracy to you? If they're going to not tell you what they should do, political enemies. Politics should only be about ideas. It should not be backed by military force. But that's what they're doing. And that when that happens, you are no longer in a democracy. Now, listen to the words he said here.
Whoever touches the military, and this country is governed by rule of law, and we have accepted democracy as a solution to the liberty.
Oh, I'm going to show you again. I want to show you. Sorry. Let me just do this quickly. I want you to listen to the words now. Listen to the words. Please listen to the words. Watch now. Watch. Here we go.
And this country is governed by rule of law, and we have accepted democracy as a solution to the liberty of individuals in this country.
This country is a democracy, and they accept the liberty of the people. Liberty, yeah? So he's talking about democracy, he's talking about liberty. Now, contrast that with what he just said towards the end. This is where you will know that we are not in the democracy, because he said, and I'm going to put it forward, you will get there 1 minute. Let's listen to it now. Let's go back. Now listen to this.
We have made a comprehensive, detailed report or research on that, and we have taken a position.
1 second.
Be it
Let's go back here.
we strategically and tactically get rid of all our enemies in this country, be it the political enemies, the religious enemy, the ethnic enemies, and all the political enemies of this country.
Did you hear that? To get rid of all the political enemies, the religious enemies, ethnic enemies, to get rid of them. Don't take my word for it. Let's go back and listen. Let's go back and listen.
Of all our enemies in this country, we strategically and tactically get rid of all our.
You heard that. We strategically and tactically get rid of all our enemies. Then he went on and said, be it politically, be it ethnic, be it religious enemies. And he won't tell us how they're going to do it. Now, does that sound like a democracy to you? Does that sound like a democracy to you? Here is a serving minister in the federal government of Nigeria planning to take military action against political enemies. And you are telling me we're in a democracy? You should be alarmed about this. This is more reason why we are going for Yoruba nation. Because in the Yoruba nation, the constitution will be binding. This man, if a minister in Yoruba nation ever state what this man just stated, he will be sacked on the spot and charged with treason. This man should be charged with treason because he's actually failing to comply with the constitution of Nigeria. The fraudulent constitution. He's even failing to do that. Let me play back the words again. Play back the words. The federal government of Nigeria is waging military war against political enemies, religious enemies, and ethnic enemies. And they have categorically stated that they will get rid of. Get rid of. Magashi said that. You have it live on camera. And nobody's saying anything. Now, do you understand why we're saying we're going for Yoruba nation? And Biafra nation? And Middle Belt? We are not slaves. We are not cows. Magashi, you do not understand. All the Fulani, we are not your cows. We are not your slaves. This is our land. You are guests. You are marauders in our land, and we are not going to accept this. The UN are not doing anything. It is left to us. The UN will not do anything because many of those who are trading with the fraudulent Nigerian government, they are taking the resources for nothing. Dead cheap price. Dead cheap. They're getting the resources at dead cheap prices. So it doesn't, for them, it's not of interest to them whether we live or die as Southerners. These are the bare facts I'm telling you. Bare facts. And I'm telling you now, it's time we woke up. A minister, National Security Minister, Magashi, says live on camera that we will get rid of our political enemies. Get rid of political, religious, and ethnic enemies. And we will tell you how. Listen again. Listen. Don't say I paraphrased. I'm giving you exact what he said. But listen, watch this now.
Of all our enemies in this country, be it
listen,
ensuring that we strategically and tactically get rid of all our enemies in this country, be it the political enemies, the religious enemy, the ethnic enemies, and all the political enemies of this country. We have made a comprehensive, detailed report or research on that, and we have taken a position which I don't want to preempt here, but certainly we are coming back with that.
So you have all heard that now. You have all heard that now. That is from a serving minister, National Security Minister Magashi, that they will get rid of political, religious, ethnic enemies, and they will not preempt what they will do. They've got a comprehensive list. And you still believe in one Nigeria. Good luck with that if you're a Southerner. If you're a Southerner and you still believe in one Nigeria, good luck with that. Because that one Nigeria, it will kill you. This is a coded message. And we said a few months back that it won't be long that they start targeting political leaders in the South. And what are you hearing now? Isn't that what you're hearing? We said this months ago, but people are saying we're talking nonsense. This is the evidence here. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, please, if this broadcast resonates with you, you're a Southerner, you must share it. Make this go viral. I will also come live and talk about this as well. Make this go viral. Because what is about to happen, they are about to unleash terror that the likes we've not seen in our shores. It's about to be unleashed on Southerners by the Fulani government, who I maintain and I have evidence to back. They are guests in our land. They are marauders. They are marauders. We welcome them into our community, and they've now turned, they want to take our land and enslave us. They are guests, and we need to put them back to where they belong. Put them back into Senegal, into Mali, into Niger, into Chad. They're not welcome. Enough of this nonsense. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Please share this broadcast. Subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube and share this broadcast. Thanks for watching.